So, good morning, Doc. Good morning, classmates. I am Mary Grace Benitez, and together with Mr. Kevin Kasigan, we will going to discuss about the chapter 13 entitled Building Information Security in Information System. And I was assigned to discuss here is po pala yung aming chapter outline. And I was assigned to discuss the first part of our chapter outline, which are yung system as planned organizational change, system development and organizational change, business process design, and the overview of system development, which includes yung system analysis, system design, completing the system development process, modeling, and redesigning system. And Sir Kevin po will discuss the alternative systems building approaches, and the application development for the digital firm. So, to begin with po, so information system, so we've already tackled this topic in the previous discussion. And we've already know that when we say information system, it is made up of number of interconnected parts that work together to gather, store, and analyze data, as well as deliver knowledge, information, and digital goods. And nowadays po, yung mga businesses and other organization, they utilize this information system to conduct and manage yung operation nila. So also they use this to communicate with the clients and suppliers and to engage in the market competition. So sabi po dito, when we design a new information system, we are designing that organization. And accordingly din po, one of the deliberate organizational change na pwedeng gawin ng isang company or ng isang business is the creation of the new information system. So kasi nga, when a company decides to create a new information system, this could also mean changes sa occupations, sa abilities, sa management, and the organization itself. Kasi kasama sa nire-reorganize ang organization when we create a new system. And this could make a significant impact sa whole organization. So, information technology can encourage organizational transformation. So because of the information technology. And this could be done in variety of ways. Merong from subtle to profound. So here are the 4 types of structural organization change that are made possible by information technology. So we have automation, rationalization, business process design, and the paradigm shift. So if you can see in this figure 13.1, the organizational change carries risk and rewards. So as kung makikita po ninyo, yung automation and rationalization, so dito sa yung horizontal. So dito makikita yung risk niya and then yung return. So basically, yung meaning lang po nito, dito sa figure na to, yung automation and rationalization, kasi they are the most prevalent types of organizational change. And these two are usually slow-moving and slow-changing methods. And also, these offer minimal return. So minimal risk siya, but also small returns. So while the redesign naman in the paradigm shift are faster and more thorough change, and ito naman ay meron siyang significant reward but also high risk of failure. So yun yung basically ang ibig sabihin ng figure 13.1. So let's discuss it one by one. So first, IT-enabled organizational change is the automation. So automation, it is the first very common organizational change na IT-enabled organizational change. So this means mechanizing procedure to speed up the performance of existing tasks. So usually this focus on helping the workers to complete their responsibilities or their tasks more quickly and effectively. So this includes yung para mas mabilis yung kasi automation, i-automate mo lang. Kung ano yung current na i-automate mo lang siya para mas mabilis siya. So this includes yung task like computing paycheck, yung payroll registers, and providing bank tellers with rapid access sa bank, sa mga customer deposit information, and of course yung sample also yung creating reservation tickets for the ticket agents. So next naman po is the rationalization of procedures. So ito naman, kasi po once you automate, dun kasi yung frequently nagre-reveals ng mga bottlenecks and makes the current setup of protocols and structure exceedingly laborious or mas pinapahaba niya. And the streamlining of standard operation procedure is known as, ito na po yun, yung rationalization of procedure. I-rationalize yung mga procedure. So it is often found in program for making a series of continuously quality improvements in products, services, and operations. And there are programs po being used for achieving the succession of ongoing quality improvements in goods, services, and operation. And these are yung Total Quality Management or the TQM, wherein achieving quality becomes everyone's duty within the organization. So regardless kung ano yung role mo sa department. So and also the Six Sigma na tinatawag, which is a set of techniques naman and tools for process improvement. So another IT-enabled organizational change is the business process redesign. So this one naman po is more powerful compared sa automation and rationalization. And here po, the business process are analyzed, simplified, and redesigned to reorganize workflows and reduce waste and repetitive tasks. So, mamaya po ma-discuss naman po to further. Then next is the paradigm shift. So the paradigm shift naman po, which is more drastic sort of business change, it involves rethinking the nature of the business and the nature of the organization. So dahil daw po sa very challenging yung pag-manage sa mga major organizational changes, paradigm changes and engineering frequently fail. So madalas siya nag-fail. So sabi ko nga kanina dun sa my figure, when you use the paradigm shift, yes, yung return niya mas high, pero yung tendency niya to fail is mas mataas din. So pero bakit nga ba marami pa ding businesses ang nag-opt and making drastic change? So, kasi nga, sabi ko nga, yung benefits niya are also high. So, business process management or the BPM. So sa mga companies po, many companies today are attempting to leverage information technology para ma-enhance yung operational procedure nila. And they use this BPM or the business process management to deal dun sa mga development nila. So BPM offers variety of tools and approaches, methodologies to analyze, design, optimize processes. And it is being used by firms to manage business process redesign. So, what are the steps in BPM or in business process management? So first po is determine which business processes needs to be changed. So, this one is the very crucial daw po when it comes to strategic decision that a company can make. So, kasi dito, managers must decide which operational procedure ano ba yung mas crucial and ano ito i-enhance. So, these procedures can boost and the corporate business as a whole. So, in our next po is analyze existing process. So, this is done by taking note of the inputs, yung mga outputs, the resources, and the order in which the various steps are carried out. So here, the design team finds bottlenecks, yung mga unnecessary stages, yung mga work that requires lot of paperwork, and mga inefficiencies. So kung titingnan po natin dito sa ating example, yung as-is business process for purchasing a book from a physical bookstore. So traditionally, when we purchase a book in a physical bookstore, the customer go to bookstore, then search shelf. Then, is the book available? If yes, purchase the book. Bibilin mo siya, then take home. But if not, if hindi available yung book, the clerk searches the books. Then if found, purchase the book, then take home. So if hindi naman nahanap ng clerk, so mag-i-inquire ka about ordering. So kung pwede kang mag-order. So able to order. If no, pupunta ka sa another store. But if yes, so the clerk will place the order. So, ipi-place na yung order, then, for instance, after a week, dumating na yung book, so receive the book by the clerk, then ino-notify niya si customer, then si customer will return to the store and purchase the book and then take home. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung as-is business process is sobrang niyang complicated o sobrang niyang madaming laborious or madaming steps. So, purchasing a book from a bookstore requires many steps to be performed by both the seller and the customer. So, both sa customer side and the seller side is madaming steps na kailangan. Which brought us dun sa next step naman po, which is yung creation of the new process. So, because of that, na napaka-complicated na process, the design team might attempt to enhance the current process. So, by creating a new one. So, after ng i-map, yung mapping, the current one, and measuring yung mga time and cost. So, yung third step po natin, developing new process, dito po we will construct and record a new, more efficient to-be process. So, and we can compare that to the current one. So, dito naman po, here is a redesign process for purchasing a book. So, dito sa redesign, of course, mag-redesign ka pa kung mas komplikado din doon sa dati. So, dapat is more na siya, more, kumbaga, pinadali na siya. Nag-redesign ka na. So, dapat doon ka na, yung redesign mo is mas madali siya compared doon sa old one. So, as you can see in the redesign process for purchasing a book online, so, access online, mag-access ka lang, and access online bookstore, then search online catalog, book available if yes, enter order, and then payment data. So, usually this happens sa mga Lazada, sa Shopee, and then receive a book in a mail. O kaya, ito naman is yung e-copies yung pino-purchase mo. If no naman, select other online bookstore. So, using internet technology makes it possible to redesign the process for purchasing a book so that it requires fewer steps and consumes fewer resources. Ayun yung sa redesign po. And then, fourth step naman is implement the new process. So, after the new process has been carefully modeled and examined, it must be converted into fresh set of protocols and working guidelines and to support the redesign process. So, it could be necessary to create a new information system to improve the existing one. And of course, the business of organization must adapt to the new procedure and accompanying systems. This is also where yung mga issues are found and fixed. And employees may suggest modification sa pag-i-improve ng system. So, dun yun sa implementation stage. And lastly, yung continuous measurement. So, this is naman necessary once a process has been put into place and optimized. So, bakit? Kasi process may degrade over time. Pwede siyang mag-degrade. So, when staff members revert to outdated practices and they may lose their effectiveness if the company goes through significant changes. Ayun, continuous measurement. So next po is yung overview of system development. So system development refers to the processes involved in creating an information system response to a business issues or opportunity. So any companies or organization could have any issues and problems sa mga sa process nila, sa operation system, and it is inevitable. So a structured type of problem is tackled through certain activities in system developments. So building a system can be broken down into 6 core activities. And these are yung system analysis, yung system design, programming, testing, conversion, and the production and maintenance. So let's discuss it one by one. So first one is system analysis. So this system analysis is the analysis of a problem that a firm tries to solve with an information system. So dito sa system analysis, it comprises of defining the problem, ano ba yung problem na you are trying to solve, so or yung pag-outline ng problem, and then identifying the causes, ano ba yung causes, bakit nagkakaroon ng ganung problem, and then the proposed remedy or solution, and the information needed for the system solution the solution must satisfy, or the information needs that a system solution must satisfy, or identifying ano ba yung mga information requirements ng system. And normally dito sa system analysis, yung feasibility study is part of this. So para mas ascertain whether yung solution ba na yun is practical or workable when it comes sa technology, sa financial, saka sa organizational perspective. So establishing information requirements. So the information requirements of a new system involve in identifying who needs what information, where and when and how. So this is the simplest way to define a new system's information requirements. So alamin mo if ano ba yung needed information, saan, kailan at paano mo siya gagawin. So next is system design. It's the overall plan of model for the system. It consists of all the specification that gives the system its form and structure. So dito naman sa system design, of course, it comprises of all the parameters that give the system its form and structure. Ano ba yung mga gusto mo na mayroon dun sa system na yon? So dito yun i-define yung mga parameters, specification ng system. Dito yun sa system design. So, katulad din kapag nagpapagawa ka ng bahay, so nandun din yung mga, kung ilang kwarto ba yung kailangan mo. So, parang ganun din yun siya dito sa system design. So, the role of, as you can see in the table 13.1, the system design specification. So, these are the examples. So, output. Ano ba yung specification ng output na gusto mo? Medium, content, timing, input, origins, flow, data entry, user interface niya is simple lang, efficient, logic, feedback, and so on and so forth. So the role of end user. So user must have sufficient control over the design process to ensure that the system reflects their business priorities and information needs. So dapat talaga na directly engage yung end user kasi sila yung mas nakakaalam ano ba yung mga priorities, ano ba yung mga important information na hindi dapat mawala doon sa system. So yun. So next naman is the programming. So during programming stage naman, system specifications, yung mga dinefine mo na parameters specification are translated into software program code. And nowadays, there are various programming languages to choose from. So it depends sa functionality ng system. Pero ngayon, obtaining software program daw po is sobrang dali na lang. So kasi they no longer develop program from scratch. Kasi marami ka nang pwedeng mabili, makuhanan from outside vendors, such as yung mga software packages, software services from software providers, or from outsourcing companies na nag-create ng mga specialized software for their clients. So marami nang ganoon, kahit sa online madami nang ganong nabibili. So next is testing. So testing naman to ensure system produces the right result. So to determine whether the system generates yung desired outcome niya, so extensive and exhaustive testing must be done. So the most common question to be answered dito sa testing, will the system produce the desired result under known conditions? So of course, testing, alam naman natin lahat ng testing. So there are three categories. Ng testing. So we have unit testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. So in unit testing, often known as program testing, involves individually evaluating each program in the system. So individually, from unit testing, ibig sabihin is isa-isa yung i-evaluate mo siya, yung system mismo is i-evaluate mo, or yung program i-evaluate mo siya. So yung goal ng testing nito is not para i-ensure mo na error-free yung system, but instead, i-identify mo kung ano yung mga methods to make the program fail, o kaya maghahanap ka ng flaws sa program. So ano pa ba? Para malalaman mo agad, ano ba yung mga kailangan mong i-resolve o kailangan pang baguhin dun sa program or the system na yon. So yun dito sa unit testing. So next is the system testing. Test the functioning of the information system as a whole. So ito naman, it examines the overall efficiency ng information system. Ito naman, it looks for mga inconsistencies between the system really operates, tsaka kung paano siya, how it was intended to work. So as well as whether yung mga separate parts will work together as intended. So dito naman yun sa system testing. And then lastly, yung acceptance testing. So dito naman sa acceptance testing, the system's readiness for deployment in a production environment is officially confirmed via acceptance testing. So this provide the final certification if the system ba is ready na for use or ready na to be used. So next po is once the testing is done, conversion takes place naman. So this is the process naman of changing from old system to the new one. Ito na yung pagta-translate mo from the old system to the new system. So the process of switching, sabi ko nga, from the old system to the new one. And there are 4 conversion strategies that can be used. So first is yung parallel strategy. So dito sa parallel strategy, both the old system and its potential replacement are run together for a time. So here, yung old system tsaka yung potential na successor or yung ipapalit mo dun sa old system is concurrently siyang ginagamit until yung everyone in the let's say business or the company is confident na gamitin yung bagong system at saka kung nag-work na as intended yung bagong system. So yun yung parallel. So sabay siyang gagamitin yung old and the new one. So next naman is the direct cut-over strategy. Ito naman replaces the old system with the new system on appointed day. So kumbaga magsiset ka ng date kung kailan siya, halimbawa for a month, so for a month, magsiset ka after a month, so magta-translate na tayo into the new system. So mag-a-appoint ka ng day. May designated na date or day kung kailan mo na completely i-replace yung old system. So the third is the pilot study strategy. Dito naman, i-introduce mo yung new system to only limited area of the organization. So for instance, the new system can only be made available sa small portion ng organization. Halimbawa, dun muna sa isang department, sa admin department muna. So yun yung pilot study strategy. And lastly naman, yung phased approach strategy. So introduces the new system in stage either by function or by organizational unit. So dito naman, i-introduce mo yung system gradually. So hindi siya biglaan. So for instance, sa yung payroll system, for instance, may bago kayong payroll system. So it might start with hourly salaried employees. So pwedeng yung mga pinipaid muna ng weekly, then after 6 months, yung mga monthly paid staff naman. So in that example, you introduce it by function. So, yun yung phased approach strategy. So, requires end user training. So, of course, end user must be trained to utilize the new system first before switching to the old one. Kasi sila naman yung gagamit. So, importante na magkaroon talaga ng training. Kasi new system yun eh. So, hindi pala, for sure na magkaiba yun kaysa doon sa old one. So, dapat it requires talaga end user training. And then, finalization of detailed documentation showing system works from technical and end user standpoint. So this phase of the system development is very crucial since improper training tsaka yung pagdo-document can lead sa system failure. So next is yung production and maintenance. So the system is referred to as being in production once na yung new system has been set up and conversion is finished or natapos na yung conversion. So the users and technical experts will both evaluate the system to determine if revision are still needed. Also, formal post-implementation may also be created. So next is for the maintenance. So it is the process of making adjustment to a production system errors, systems, hardware, software, documentation, or procedures to a production system to correct errors, meet new requirements, or improve the processing efficiency. So of course, even naman in the equipment or supplies, so it needs to be maintained. And dito din sa program, kailangan din siyang i-maintain. So the system needs also to be maintained since kailangan siya i-maintain while it is being in use. So para mas yung mga mali or kung may makita ka pang mga inconsistencies is ma-fix mo siya. And para din yung ma-meet niya yung requirements and ma-boost pa yung mga processing effectiveness or kung paano mo pa siya mas mapapa-improve. So kasama yan dito sa pag-maintain niya. So that ends po my discussion.